Can I build a custom home with my VA loan? This is one of the most common questions veterans have been asking in recent years, and the reason that we haven't gotten enough answers around it is simply because there's a lot of lenders out there spreading myths around it. You see, most lenders will either tell you that it's not possible, or others will tell you that the VA will allow you to do it, but there aren't any lenders that will provide you the funding that you need in order for you to do it. In this video, I'm going to squash those myths, and I'm going to show you everything that you need to know in regards to how to use what's called the VA one-time close, which is also known as the VA construction loan. I'm going to give you 7 steps for you to follow from start to finish that will guide you in the process of doing the VA construction loan. So what is the VA one-time close? This is where you're going to combine the traditional requirements that go along with doing a construction loan into just doing a simple permanent mortgage like you've done in the past, like on a VA loan, FHA loan, or conventional loan. You see, this simplifies the process because traditionally when doing a construction loan or a custom home build, you were going to have to purchase that lot by either buying it in cash, or you're going to have a land loan on that property, which now is going to have a down payment requirement and also higher interest rates. Once you've got your land, you're going to then having to get a separate loan on the construction process itself. All of this can add up to be a very expensive experience before you ever even live in that house. Well, when doing the VA one-time close, this simplifies it all because you don't have the down payment requirement like you would on those other avenues, and you also don't even make a single payment until your home is done. You have up to 18 months for your house to be completed, which means if it does take that long, you essentially don't have a single payment to be made until that time does come. Another thing is the construction and contracting team is going to need funds available to them so that they can go ahead and buy the material that they need in order for them to build your home. So how long does that process take? Well, this process can take as little as 30 days, which means in just 1 month, that team can have all the funds that they need available to them so that they can go ahead and start drawing from it to buy the materials, buy everything that they need to be able to start constructing your dream home. Which now leads us to the next thing. We're going to talk about those 7 steps for you to follow to make this whole process as simple as possibly can be. The first thing that you need to do when starting the VA one-time close or construction loan process is talk to a VA loan specialist. This is very vital. But not only are you going to need to talk to a VA loan specialist, you need to talk to one who will even do the VA one-time close. Because as I mentioned earlier, there are actually several lenders out there that don't even offer it. And many of them are the big ones that most veterans think are going to be the ones that will do it for you. Me and my team specialize in helping veterans go through the VA loan process, but we also help veterans go through the VA one-time close process. If you want to get connected with a team of individuals who specialize in helping veterans through this entire process, give us a call, shoot us a text, and just reach out to us and ask us your questions. We are happy to help you with the VA one-time close or just doing a traditional VA loan in itself. The next thing when you're working with your VA loan specialist, you're going to need to do is they're going to need to help you get pre-approved. This is going to simply break down the overall costs that are going to be associated with doing this whole process. This is going to allow you to know how much you have available to purchase land, how much you have available to construct the loan. This will allow you to have a total build and land cost to give you a breakdown of what's available to you. The next thing you're going to want to do is get connected with your real estate agent. This is going to be where you're going to find the right location, lot size, and other things that go along with purchasing land for you to have considered. If you don't already have a real estate agent and you want to get connected with someone that I trust, that me and my team maybe have already worked with or have a relationship with, also reach out to us because we do have relationships across the country with a network of phenomenal real estate agents, and we can direct you to them as well. The next thing you're going to do is choose your builder or contracting team. This is going to be a process that is going to require you to find out if this builder is already on the VA approved list. Now, if the builder you want to work with is not on this VA approved list, that is okay, but you will need to get them added. Some of the requirements that go into this are going to be a builder that has had at least 3 years in the contracting or construction business. They'll also require 3 ground up projects to have been completed within the last 12 months or 5 within the last 24 months. There's some other requirements that go along with that, but those are some of the more basic or common ones to be on the lookout for. Regardless, your builder is going to need to get themselves on that list. When going through the process of picking your builder, it's important that you don't just pick any builder or contractor. You need to screen them. You need to do your due diligence and vet this individual or team that you're about to work with, because you want to make sure that you're choosing somebody that has a proven track record of helping people navigate this process in a smooth fashion. If you want to get access to my ebook that has a full breakdown of questions for you to ask a contractor or builder, click the link in the description below and it'll give you free access and also all the other information that you're going to need that goes into the VA one-time close. The next step is going to be the design process of your home. Now, the home that you're going to build could either be a single family home, it could be a multifamily property, it could even be a manufactured home or even a barn dominium. There's other options out there that go along with it, but I think you get the point. Now, when going through this process, you'll also decide the size of the home. You'll choose your bedroom and bathroom count. You'll decide whether you want a 1 or 2 story. I mean, heck, if even 3 stories is your jam, you can do that too. I own a 3-story property and it will never happen again. I can tell you that. But this is also going to be the process in which you are basically going to make that home yours. You'll choose other necessities, like if you want a wine cellar or how you want your kitchen to be. You'll choose the look and the style of the property, your personal must-haves in regards to whether you want the property to be gated, if you want it to have a certain type of frontage or orientation on how it sits on the property. You'll pick your fixtures, your finishes. You'll decide on countertops, flooring, hardware. I think you guys get the point of where I'm going with all of this. You are basically going to be picking everything that goes along with your home. Now, you'll obviously have a budget that you're going to want to follow and need to stick to, and that's where you'll know what you have available to you based on what you were pre-approved for in the beginning and also based on what your contracting team is telling you that you could do with that total budget. If you bought land within a community, this is going to require that you submit all of those plans to the association and make sure that it meets the CCNRs that go along with it. And once they do, sign off and give you that approval, then you can go ahead and start constructing on that land. But if you're not purchasing land within a community that has an association, you don't have to worry about this step at all. Before I jump into our next step, if you got value from this video so far, do me a huge favor and hit that like button down below, and also consider subscribing and joining this community. You see, this channel was created to provide veterans with all of the information that they need to know around the VA home loan benefit as a whole. So if you want to stay up to date in regards to the VA home loan benefit, join the community and subscribe. I appreciate you guys' support, and I hope to continue to add value to you as time goes on. All right, so you picked your VA loan specialist and they helped you get pre-approved, which hopefully was me and my team. The next thing you did was you got with your VA knowledgeable real estate agent so that you can find the land that you want to purchase. And then the next thing you did was you found your contracting team, and then they helped you do the designs of the home that you're purchasing. Well, the 5th step in this process is going to be funding the deal. You see, this is going to be where your lender is going to come back into the fold to have done a full review, which is called the processing and underwriting phase of your loan. This is also going to be where they're going to lock in your interest rate. All of this takes about 30 days to fund, which is when the funds will become available for your contracting team so that they can start purchasing those supplies that they need. This leads us to our 6th step, which is the construction process. The construction process is made up of several different things. This is going to be where permitting is going to be done. Site prep, excavation, foundation, framing, mechanical installation like plumbing and electrical. This is also where your flooring and your paint, your fixtures, appliances, landscape, all takes about 9 to 18 months to be completed. Now, obviously, this is also factoring in certain buffers like potential delays, which could come from either late changes that come to the plans of the property that they want to build, or it could come from maybe the labor and the crew, weather, supply shortages, and among other things. But typically when you're building a home, it's going to be between 9 and 18 months. Now, the reason it's such a broad range is also dependent upon where you're at geographically. You see, some places are pretty much known for taking a minimum of 12 plus months, and other places are known for completing it in 12 or slightly less. That's where choosing your builder and having a good understanding of how things work within their team and within their area is going to give you a little bit more peace of mind of what to expect. And the final step in all of this is the closing process. This is obviously going to be the biggest part because this is where you're going to be able to move into your new home. But what happens before you do that? You see, 30 days before closing, there is going to be a time that comes available, what's called the free float down option. Let's say when you started the process of getting pre-approved and funding your loan at the first 30 days of all of this, you locked in your interest rate at 7.5%. And then 12 months later, you're pretty much ready for your house to be done, and interest rates are now 5.5%. That free float down option is available to you for you to inherit that new 5.5% interest rate at no additional cost. This is a huge opportunity there because now you know you're getting the best rate available. But what about if interest rates actually went up? You see, if that 7.5% is when you locked in, and then now when you're about to close, you see interest rates are at 8.5 or 9%. If that were to happen, what happens then? Well, you keep the 7.5%. That's why I say this is a really cool opportunity because you know you're getting the best deal. Another thing that happens in this process is where you're going to do a final inspection or orientation. This is going to be an overview of your property, allow you to kind of do a walkthrough with the team, make sure everything checks out, and also get your certificate of occupancy. So there you have it, 7 steps to using your VA loan to build your dream home. If you want to learn everything that you need to know around using your VA loan in the new year, click this video right here.